So I guess to start off, has starring in this movie affected your opinion on technology or how you view tech, computer tech?
I think living in the world of this film made me realize just how vast and deep, the world is of technology, and how it's impossible it is to be able to navigate all of the rabbit holes that exist, online.
How much of your life do you find sort of inundated with sort of technology?
More than I'm proud of saying, and that was the other thing. We're watching it. I was like, oh, this is me. I do all of this. And then you're like, oh my God, I do all of this. Like, when am I not on the screen?
Sure.
And I think it does sort of sober you up to think, I have to be more mindful of just the amount of time.
Starting from the beginning, how did this role sort of come to you? How did you get involved in that?
The standard way, it came through my
Sure.
my agent, and I was offered the part, and Anish wrote a lovely letter with the script, and it was a very thoughtful letter. And then I opened it and I started reading it, and I thought, what am I reading? What? And so that really sort of woke me up. And then I realized that really it was a classic suspense thriller.
Sure.
And I grew up watching them, like Jagged Edge. And I thought, oh my gosh, we don't make those movies anymore. Why? And it was exciting to me. And I related to the fact that it was about a parent's love for their child and about wanting to keep their child safe. I'm a mom. I have, like my character, I'm a single mom with a son. So that was really my entree right in. And then there were twists and turns, and then when I realized this kid was 23, I just thought,
oh my God.
This is a visionary. This kid is going to be important in the future of filmmaking, and I don't know if this is even possible for it to work, but I don't care if it works because I want to support his very bold and very fresh idea, and I just want to be around it. I found it very inspiring.
Well, how did Anish sort of pitch you on the format? Did he show you things, or was there anything?
He didn't show me anything. No, it was, I read it first.
Sure.
And, and I read it, then I went back and I read it again. And then we spoke.
Okay.
And he was very, very articulate and passionate, enthusiastic, and very clear. And he felt very sure-footed, even though he was a first-time filmmaker. I just got off the phone feeling like, I'm in. Like, let's do this. I mean, the whole film, they shot 13 days. I was only there, I think, for 5 days. I don't understand how it was possible. But the whole thing, it was really because Anish had done his homework, and he came on set, and he was enthusiastic and efficient, and then they went away, and they worked with the editors for 1.5 years, and I finally saw it, and I thought, oh my gosh, he did it. It works.
Yeah, it definitely works. Yeah.
And then I got really excited.
Well, I was going to ask, when you first get a script like Searching, how do you sort of prepare for the character? What's sort of the first thing you do to sort of get into that sort of mindset?
Well, first thing I do is I just try and see where I connect with the character just initially, immediately,
Sure.
on some sort of organic level. In this case, I had been playing a homicide detective on Mysteries of Laura for 2 years and had done a lot of research about that. So I felt like I had the groundwork about the life of a detective and the effects on family, the hours that they work, and then I got online and I looked up, missing persons and analyzed, what the sequence was, what happens. I looked at California and started to understand, the number of kids under 17 who go missing, and how many of them are runaways, and how many of them are never found. And that was really sort of my jumping off point, and understanding from the script that she was the best of the best. You know, she had, you know, gotten awards and commendations, and so here was a very confident, you know, professional.
Sure.
And then I would just kept going back to being a mother, you know, and thinking about, okay, what is making her make the choices that she makes.
Do you find there's a difference between playing a homicide detective versus a missing persons detective? Are there nuances there, or?
It felt very different because we were dealing with a child.
Okay.
I think if we were dealing with an adult, it would have felt similar in some ways because, you know, I think a lot of times you're wondering if it was a murder when someone goes missing. But the whole child angle of it really just, it made this suspense thriller emotional. It had a heart because there was a child involved.
I mean, most of the film you're just acting up against a laptop. What are sort of the tricks to staring at a computer screen look natural?
I don't know. I can't even tell you because it was the hardest thing I have ever done. You know, the reason why I love acting is you get on stage and you have no idea what's going to happen. That thing that happens between people, and that was all yanked away, and I just had a blank screen. And I had his voice in my ear. And then I had Anish in the other ear telling me where I needed to put my eyes and keep it there. And then action. You know, it was very rigid, technically. And my character had a whole other reality going on that people don't know about.
Sure.
So it felt, it felt like my imagination, like my brain was tired all the time, just trying to figure out how to convey all the things that were going on in a way, and to trust that, you know, that it was going to be okay. Trust that Anish wasn't going to let me fail.